Let's go. Let's ride and let's talk. Right? YouTube, come in. Come in. Facebook, come in the room. YouTube, Facebook. Let's hope. Um, as I'm moving out slow, my phone is stable. I have some great news as well. As you can see, I'm not at home, but the T-shirts for my one club. Hello, Gwen. Let me try to adjust this phone. Give me a second. Try to adjust this phone. The T-shirts. Got my hand and everything. I'm just trying to get it more stable. But the T-shirts for the 111 supporters came in, for my faithful supporters. So just right off the top of my head, I know Reverend Revenue, which has changed his name to something else. Reverend Revenue, Gwen, Max, some more people on Cash App. I have to look it up. I can't think of your name, but your shirts are in, and when I get home, I will show that to you. So this is going to be probably a little different, I guess. Let's see how that angle works, if it'll stay. So let me know if you all can hear me pretty well, though. We're going to be at a different angle to see me, but let me know how the sound is, right? Let me know if the sound is okay, because I do have my AC blowing, and I know sometimes that ventilation can get into the sound. But I want to talk about, real quick, winter is coming, right? And I won't be looking at the hellos or who's commenting, so I'm keeping my eyes on the road. Let me just switch it over. Okay, hear me good. Great. So I want to talk about winter is coming, right? Winter is coming. So you all make sure you like and share. Make sure you like and share this video. The pandemic, my predictions for the next 3 months of the pandemic, where this economy is headed, right? Also, you got about approximately 6 million people, 11.4 million overall, with more combined with mortgages, and but just 6 million right now are showing to be evicted within 7 days, right? You all type 7. Put 7 in the comments for me. If your hands are free, if you're not riding or driving, right? 7 days, right? 7 days eviction. And 7 days. 6 million, 6, the number of renters, right? The number of completion, the number of ending a thing, right? To go into the seventh day of rest, right? 6 million from what I've just read. And for so long, so many people, right? Thank you for that. I see the 777s. Thank you. For so long, so many people want to avoid this conversation. But whether you want to believe it, avoid it, for a lot of people, it's coming. At the end of July, a lot of things have to be situated by the government. July 8th, and some of that includes regulations for cryptocurrency. Let me try to hold this as I make a turn. Regulations for cryptocurrency. July 28th, Congress is asking for more regulations. With that being said, for those people that's investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're going to have like infinite return, right? I talked about infinite return on the spiritual side of giving, right? In which you can give in such a way that it would set you up to have residual, right? Infinite return situation, right? That's an example I use Gwen because she gave to me, and I'm a recipient of an infinite return situation. And the same blessing was bestowed upon her. So it's just as important of what you give, just as important to who you give to, right? Because you reap what you sow, but you also reap what you sow into. And if that person has good, whether you want to call it vibrations or, good results in their life, you will reap those same results. If your heart, your soul, your mind, your knowledge is correct, if your knowledge is upon as well, right? So, with that being said, Bitcoin and Ethereum will offer infinite returns. This time, evictions will happen. A lot of people have been, looking at the government, and the government has been dangling the carrot for a long time on people. Just dangling the carrot, right? This time, when people reach forward, they're gonna pull it away. And this time, people are going to be on the edge. They're going to be on the edge, and they're gonna reach forward, and they're gonna fall right over that cliff, because this is what the government is so strategic. They are so strategic in their planning. I know for some people they think that this is just something that happened out of the sky. It's just some unfortunate event. This stuff has been planned years ago. Listen, if the full buck moon, and if you all have not watched that video, watch that video. I live streamed on that last night, right? If the full buck moon is not convincing, with the Milwaukee Bucks winning the championship and the NBA showing so many predictions, right? Another thing, my mentor sent me a message, right? He sent me a message and said that the Milwaukee Bucks are called the Greek fleet, the Greek fleet. And so, with all these strands that's coming out, this health pandemic, they give them all Greek names, like Delta virus. It's a Greek name, right? Corona came from the outer layer of the sun, right? The crown of the sun, because they knew that quarantining people would keep them from the outside, and then they will not have their vitamin D, their immunity built, right? And told people to stay inside as much as possible. And then also the number 6, again, stay 6 feet apart, right? 6 feet apart. 6 is the number of man, right? It's the day in Genesis that breaks down that on that 6th day that God said it was very good, right? The creation of man was very good on the 6th day. Again, all work ends on the 6th day. 6 years of labor, according to the year of Jubilee. 6 years of labor, all labor has to end. And on the 7th, rest. And 7 also means, the word rest also means bankruptcy, right? The word rest also means bankruptcy. The word rest also means crash. You had the 2 Miami condos that crashed. You speak it in your language, in your lingo, when you say, I was so tired, I just crashed, So 7 is the day of crashing, and we're going to see a lot of crashing more moving forward. Now, I know you want to hear positive news, right? Because people that's not plan or prepare always want to use positive news. They don't want to say that they knew ahead of time and they just didn't plan or they didn't believe, right? They want to hear that it's a hoax, that it's fake, right? And because they don't want to plan. They don't want to plan, right? Biblically in the Bible talks about the 10 virgins. You have 5 foolish and 5 wise, right? And the 5 foolish ones, they was not expecting that time of night that the bridegroom would come, right? They was not planning. You got 10 virgins waiting on the bridegroom, want their opportunity for marriage and a wedding, and the 5 wise virgins had oil, meaning they had a plan and they prepared. So when the husband opportunity came to marry, the foolish ones, right, wasn't wife potential anyway because they don't know how to plan and prepare. That's a whole other live stream, right? You shouldn't be married if you can't manage, especially your money right. And they don't want to plan and prepare. And so people want to hear that no, this is real. This is no way, right? And if you're in the black and brown community, I don't know why you would think the government would not give you an injection after the Tuskegee experiment, right? Prove that they definitely would and know what the outcomes would be. History does not repeat itself, but it often rhymes, right? So I haven't forgot about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Greek fleet squad. And so many of them have Greek names, and my person that was on my live stream last night was trying to help me understand how the Phoenix Suns, like Booker and the 3PC protocol, all are banking names and banking institutions, right? And so now you have this corona with Greek names, and also Delta represents a deep sleep state, And so when you hear the urban language of stay woke, those are the people that are really alert and looking at this from a holistic and a hysterical perspective, looking back on history and understanding how history operates, right? Understanding how history operates and understand that, listen, if you don't know the history of a thing, if you don't know what's been previously done, if you don't know where you're going or where you've been, you don't know where you're going. Well, if you don't know what the government has ever done, you don't know what they have the capabilities to do. Let me say that again. If you don't know your history and you don't know what the government has ever done, you don't know what they have the capabilities to do in the future. And a lot of people are not woke. One of my followers, a supporter, she's not a follower, she's a supporter, and she's a Patreon, and she's a giver to this, to me, continues to live stream, to give this information and to spread the message. She shared a video with me this morning about the pineal gland, and it was a TikTok video, and how not only does fluoride, right, affect the pineal gland, which is your third eye, your spiritual eye, that spiritual sense, but also Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi technology. I am at awe of how many people that don't believe or will not research the effects of radiation to the body and the amount of radiation that it's going to take through Wi-Fi to power this digital dollar and global currency transformation. And so they're not preparing their body for radiation, right? And I get it, right? I get it. To the gym, go outside and exercise, right? Eat healthier, do research about what's the best for your blood type. And then, as I covered this, back to the number six, the number of man, the number of completion, the end of labor, the end of work. In Leviticus in the Old Testament, it talks about 6 years labor ends, right? On the sixth day, God stopped his work and went into rest, went into bankrupt, went into a crash, right? He ended, everything was in completion. And so when the government advised to stay 6 feet apart, there's a reason behind all of these numbers, people. 6 feet is the amount of distance that it takes that if two persons are any energy exchange are within each other and if they're in close proximity, right? If they're in close proximity, you can be, if you're 6 feet within a person, if you're 6 feet within a person, an energy transfer can happen. That's why people say things like, oh, I just got bad vibes. You don't believe it? Research Nikola Tesla. When he was doing the experiment for wireless energy, and he had a bulb that had no AC, no cords connected, and he was showing, right, that wireless energy was possible. When he was demonstrating that, the coil and the copper all had to be closer within 6 feet of distance. Anything further than 6 feet, energy could not transfer. And so they didn't want positive energy on top of that to transfer. They didn't want social places such as barbershops, hair salons, churches, those social environments where people can have conversations like this. But yet you were able to keep grocery stores and Home Depot and Lowe's open. Let me take my shades off for that one. See, people are not, come on. I know you brush your teeth with fluoride. I know you do. I know that I know you intake a lot of fluoride. I know you intake a lot of Wi-Fi, right? But some of this stuff to me is still just common sense. Like, what was more different at a barbershop and a hair salon and a church that was different than shopping at Home Depot and Lowe's or your largest grocery store chain? What was so much different than that? But yet these large corporations were able to stay open and operate all throughout this virus. Delta waves, now I can stop and look at the comments. Delta waves, yeah, sleep. That's why you saw the hashtags that became so popular about 3 years ago or somewhere that said stay woke. It was trying to tell you to keep your spiritual eyes and ears open, right? To keep that pineal gland protected. And if you want to think that this is conspiracy theory stuff, why don't you just go research? All of this can be found on Google. Let's look at this. Ryan says they hide the 5G transference with opposite, I can't hardly see, Fauci jobs. Now we need to wake up. Right, make it make sense. And so, August 15th, the U.S. dollar will mark its 50th year anniversary from 1971 when President Nixon removed it from the gold standard. So August will be the 50th year. 50 represents divine order. It represents jubilee, free from debt. You know what debt you're going to be free from? August 15th of this year, the dollar. Yeah, you're going to be free from the dollar debt. Now, well, that means that your debt will be free. Basically, anything attached to the dollar, right? So you're probably saying, well, Queen, what does that mean if I have a mortgage and I am in good standing? Then your mortgage more than likely would just be converted into digital cash, right? But a lot of people are going to be debt-free in this way. They're going to lose possessions. See, debt-free also means possession-free. That means free of ownership, or at least at the possibility of ownership, right? So this debt-free means that you won't own or have the possibility of owning when, homes are going to be taken. And then, have you all ever thought about what does this mean for the kids return to school? If we have 6 million people facing eviction in 7 days, how can a homeless child attend a school? The school system, I do not think will operate in-house, in person, for all year. I think it's gonna have to go back until to the technology of kids doing homeschooling through and teaching through technology, because this was the whole plan and agenda anyway, to move towards a technology base, and this is why Wi-Fi is going to be more available in rural areas. This is the whole reason why the trips to Mars or the moon has been happening with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, because they have to set up the wireless transmitters, and because you all do know that, go research this as well. Do your research. Don't take my word for it, right? That nobody knows what has happened on the backside of the moon. The moon only has seen the fronting of the moon, right? It's a whole backside of the moon, and nobody knows what happens, right? And I know you all believe that. I know you believe this too, that Neil Armstrong landing on the moon. Have you ever asked yourself, wow, if they could do that in the 70s, you mean to tell me our technology is not advanced enough to do it in 2021? Is that it took to all those years to get people to go back to about the moon? Now with Stu CC, right, all these years, student loans, you already have some student loans that's being canceled out. I think the government will cancel out some student loans, but listen, most of the student loans are going to be canceled out are going to be pretty much institutions that offer a mediocre or inadequate degree anyway. Institutions that they're going to find that the degrees was worthless, I say it that way. Anyway, so most people that had that student loan debt and have those degrees, right, they're not going to be able to get employable income in the future anyway, in that degree choice. So I do think that student loans will be canceled out in most cases, right? In most cases. But again, people will own nothing and be happy, right? This is the thing. The rich and wealthy has always stated you own nothing and control everything. But this is the thing. This is the thing. In this case, when the poor working middle class, right? When the poor working middle class owns nothing, for them, that means no control either. Right? That means no control either. That means no control either. See, it's not like when the rich owns nothing, they still control. They put businesses out of their names. See, the whole logic when the rich say that is because they don't want to be in position to get sued. So they put nothing in their names. They do not put their assets in their name. They put them in their business name to protect themselves from lawsuits, from you coming after them personally. But they control all the intricate details in the business transaction that happens, right? And so now you got all these people that are going to say, wow, I'm going to be free. I'm going to be debt free. I'm not going to have credit card debt. I'm going to be free of student loan debt. But you probably won't have a job either, because AI technology is coming. And universal basic income is going to tell you what you can buy and what you cannot buy. It will not position you to ever be able to purchase assets. Like if you're $2,000 basic income, and you're saying, oh, Queen, you've been educated about physical gold and silver, adding an asset, and I want to invest $30 into physical silver. I want to start accumulating and buying physical silver because it's $30. Well, if you're on universal basic income, that must be denied. They're going to tell you everything you can buy, everywhere you can travel. This is why Bitcoin offers freedom for people. And all people are worried about, will I be free of debt? Yes, you will be free of debt, but you also going to be you're going to have limited income, people, and your freedom will be taken away. What's more important to you? Limited income, limited rights to travel, enslaved to the system. People, please open up your mind. If the IRS becomes non-existent, well, this is what I believe. The IRS, the way they're giving away free money, my God. But the everything now will come directly from central banks, right? It's going to come directly from central banks, which in a sense will cut out the middleman, such as the IRS. And then you're going to have a lot of commercial banks that's going to go bankrupt. I was at a local bank, and the young women in there, they didn't understand what I was actually saying, right? I told them I was making a withdrawal, and they asked, why are you withdrawing, this amount or whatever? And I said, well, I'm going to convert it into gold and silver. And they said, well, why would you do that? I said, because gold and silver is real money, right? And I said, why do you think central banks hoard it if it's not money? If it's just a commodity, as Dave Ramsey says, if it's just a commodity, then why do banks use it? I can't make this. And the reason why I laugh, because it's not funny, but that's my sarcastic laugh, because, I am just awe at the amount of people that don't get this. If silver and gold are commodities, as Dave Ramsey say, then why do central banks hoard it? Why do banks want commodities? Why do banks want a commodity? But anyway, and they said, well, why? And I said, well, because it's going to appreciate. It has to be used to reset the accounting system, because we are about to have an economic reset. And they said, well, we won't ever close. We won't ever close because, we were the only bank. We still had to get up and come. We had to still come to work, doing this. We didn't close down. They didn't give us any days off. I said, listen, sweeties, I'm not talking about closing in a sense where the bank is going to say, look, I want you all to take 2 or 3 days off because, the numbers are getting bigger. I'm saying closing in a sense where the banks your bank is going bankrupt, out of business, right? So let me look at some more. No, universal basic income. Yeah, the government will tell individuals. They will tell people how and how to spend their money. Queen, I'm looking for a legit place to buy physical gold and silver. It's on my website. fixmycreditandcash.com. When it comes to the middle class, the upper middle class, and the poor working middle class, I suggest silver over gold because of the return on your investment. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, if you all are familiar with him, is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He suggests that silver is insurance against the dollar, right? Crash or inflation. But for the middle class, the upper middle class, and the poor working middle class, it is, to me, an investment. It has to be an investment because once this currency system, and also silver is twofold, used for industrial use and monetary, and Wi-Fi. and phone batteries. Everything is going to be mobile money and mobile banking. And so silver is going to have a great rate of return. And so for the middle class, it's an invest for them. So when they get it in low and the prices spike up, sometimes they will convert that back into another asset. Now, I'm not sure how it'll really work this time because you used to be able to convert it back into cash. But, you know, who will want to convert it back into digital dollars? Now, I don't think you will convert it back into the central bank's digital dollars. What a lot of people probably would do is convert it into cryptocurrency. And then when they convert into cryptocurrency, look for tangible assets to invest in, such as real estate, especially when the housing market and real estate crashes start happening. And some people will just hold it, and for some people it will be insurance, and they will hold it for generational wealth, right? Generational wealth. So yes, go to fixmycreditandcash.com. You definitely need to invest in that report because it's the thing. You need to know the difference between 999 silver and 9999 silver. Right? One has 3 nines, the other has 4. You need to know what name brands are the best ones to get invested in, right? The quality ones, so you make sure that you're getting authentic, real, you know. And so, and 9 is the highest spiritual number that there is. Wells Fargo may be the next bank to go. I wouldn't feel bad if Wells Fargo was, with the one exception though. I had banking with Wells Fargo, and that's where my business PPP loan went. So I don't want to go out too soon because I still have myself on payroll. But I don't know. You got like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, J.P. Morgan Chase. Those banks have. Those are those are not your everyday commercial banks. Those are the banks that have been around for generations and years, and they are the heavy hitters. Those are the ones like J.P. Morgan and Chase are already shifting into cryptocurrency as well. So when you look at those big institutions, J.P. Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, these are not your local commercial type, banks. So I don't know about Wells Fargo. They are already cutting credit lines, so we don't know. And I do know with Wells Fargo that they are extending the mortgage payment. But it will not, the only thing I would want to do is be able to transfer my money out, but I would not be sad if Wells Fargo did not continue to exist like J.P. Morgan and Bank of America, because Wells Fargo was the banks that when the slaves were free, it was called Freedmen Bank, and they stole out of the slaves' wealth in the 1800s. It's not all about where you can buy your precious metal, Ryan. It's about knowing what to buy, right? It's about having that knowledge of knowing the know-how of what to buy and what you are buying. You can go on a precious metal website, and then it's about knowing which dealers the online dealers have the best rating, and knowing what to buy, what name brand, and the difference of the quality of the silver that you're investing in. You just don't want to go out blindly and buy silver. For example, you definitely don't want to purchase collectible silver. You don't want that. So knowledge is power. So make an investment in the book so you can get that information, right? Yes, I always have more than one bank account. Credit unions, I don't think many credit unions will last. Credit unions usually are the institutions, the financial institutions that during recessions, right? During recessions, will be more lending opportunities for people with credit scores between 680 and 750. So if a lot of these credit unions don't last, and I don't know if these big credit unions like Navy Federal are already into crypto. I haven't did my research on the credit unions yet. I know the banks have. But if they're not shifting into that area, then they won't last, right? Everything is going into crypto. Um, Cryptocurrency. My next thing, yes, solar energy will be big. Stock up on solar generators, solar energy. Some people have been messaging me saying they've already switched over to solar panels for the roofing of their house as well. Thank you, Gwen. She says everyone needs their ebook. And another thing I would tell people, you all stop wanting, things for free. You need to invest because you don't know what you don't know, right? I could have easily spit some names out, but that's not the point of where you can get online dealers. You need to know what you're investing in and what name brands of silver have proven over time, right, to be quality and authentic. Okay. Just know silver and gold though is something that it won't cash flow to you like crypto, or you can't. It'll be more like capital gains investment, like capital gains when the currency system reset. In September, we are definitely looking into Shemitah. Shemitah is the 7-year time frame of recessions. And so let's start with 9/11, 2001. We had 9/11 economic reset. And then in 2008, we had the housing market crash, right? And then in 2015, we had the Dow Jones to drop exactly 777 points. 777. You all thought it was 666, didn't you? It's 777. And so that was the one before the 2021. So they gave you a message in 2015 to show you that this was coming. And they also gave a message through the full buck moon and allowing the Milwaukee Bucks to win the championship. Now, 50 is the number of Jubilee and divine order. So what do I mean by divine order? Thank you so much to Phoenix 33 for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Divine order is shown in the Bible in 50 when the people were following Jesus and he was teaching and preaching and traveling all day. There were 5,000 people, and then you have the child that had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, equals to 7. So whenever you see the number 7 biblically, and the government aligns with the Bible, it's a representation of a transformation that's about to happen. So the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread equals 7, which transform into enough food and multiply to feed everybody, right? A transformation is about to happen. But what happened first was, according to their parable, the 5,000 had to be put in groups of 50 first. Why? Because the number 50 is divine order. See, it is no reversal that's going to happen going forward. When the 50th year anniversary for the dollar happens, and the dollar 50-year reign ends of becoming dead August 15th, divine order has to take place. One thing that the government has to do is about a biblical plan that has to happen. Also, this will be the 9th Shemitah. 2015 marked the 8th Shemitah. 9 is the highest spiritual number that there is. All of your angles, all of your triangles, your squares, your circles, 360 degrees for the circle equals 9. Right? Our outer designs for the triangle, 90 degrees around the square, 4 to 90 is 360, right? And so for the triangle, it's 90 degrees, 3 times 90 for the 3 sides of the triangle, or 180, but it all equals 9. And so when you reach the 9th time, every 7 years, that the economy has reset itself. That is the highest spiritual number, and that is the order of operations that have to take place. It's no reversal. Now I know that a lot of people are saying, right? Exactly, John. I like when I see things twice. John. Jesus says, verily, verily. Genesis 2 talks about the spoken word effect in the Bible, right, on the second day. So when I see double, that's verily, verily, Jesus said, I say unto you. That's like I'm speaking in double, so I want you to get attention. The spoken word effect. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. And John John says, try to take 5,000 or 10,000 out the country or even down the highway. It can be taken from you. That is so true. That is so true. And another way that you can invest in gold and silver is not just physical bars or coins or bullion. You can also do that through jewelry. Jewelry is a better way that the rich and wealthy do it, right? Because it can't be confiscated as easy when it's in jewelry form, right? That's why Mr. T and things like that wore so much gold jewelry, right? Just make sure it's not customized gold, and make sure it's 24 karat, not this 14K, et cetera, right? 24 karat gold. And so again, this has to happen. Shemitah begins September the 7th this year, and the $1.50-year reign or crash will happen August the 15th. Again, 50 in the Bible shows you divine order. In the New Testament and in the Old Testament, it represents Jubilee. It represents a reset of debt. So, everyone that talks about Nasara Act and all of that, like today, I read the article that 75, the beach land in California will be rewarded back to the black family that's valued at about $75 million. That beach land property in California is rewarded back to a black family, and is valued at $75 million. It was purchased at $1,222. That was the 222, right? A $1,222 purchase now is being rewarded back. So you're going to have restitution that's going to take place. You're going to have a lot of reparations that's going to take place as a result of this, of unfair land. And listen, people, it's not going to be the situation where you're just going to be handed, right? You're going to be handed, let me read this, clean slate. Land, these people had to go to court and they had to file their legal rights. So you might have to, in order to get these reparations and restitutions, you might have to fight against or, position yourself to be in alignment with the law of the land. And the spiritual law will work for you. Clean Slate says the bad part is crypto will restrict your purchases even more than, more than UBI once they make, no, they won't. Bitcoin will not be government control, no third-party control. And you know what? Clean Slate, me reading that statement, that just made me think about something. Right? That the 3P, my viewer that was giving comments yesterday on my live stream, he said CP3 is 3P backwards. 3P simply can mean no third-party control. Right? CP3, Chris Paul, with the Phoenix Sun, backwards, 3PC, could simply mean no third-party control, and that's what Bitcoin would be. No third-party control. It can be an accepted crypto global. As I said, Ethereum percentage-wise will outperform Bitcoin, but not power-wise, right? For example, if you got in Ethereum, which you all know that we are ethers. We are ethers. We send out ethers to the universe. So you need to know where they got these names for crypto from as well, right? So many names in crypto are connected with the universe and and our anatomy in the Bible, right? So that's where ether derived from, or came from, or the origin of ether, the word ether. And so then you have like the raven. Raven it also is having this having, and the raven in the Bible. And so you have the phoenix in all of these. But anyway, that's another live stream from another day. You got cosmos, right? And so, yeah, warning does come before destruction. And so a lot of these is how I choose my cryptocurrencies, right? This is how I choose, and I know what direction to go in and what to put the larger part of my investments in, right? And so I'm signing out. I just want to let you all know that I told you all that the number 4 represents the 4 phases. It helps with direction, information, and knowledge. You have winter, spring, summer, fall, 4, north, south, east, and west, global direction, 4. You have 4 phases on a wall clock for every 3 hours, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock again. You also have on the 4th day of creation, light was made, liquid was made as it's raining, the oceans and the water, right? And then you have light, liquid. What's my other 2 for? I can't think of, because I have it in my notes, because I have so much things going on in my mind mentally. And food and what's the yield-bearing fruit, light, liquid. I can't think of the other 4, but all of them was created on in completion on the 4th day. So 4 is the completion of a whole thing, right? 4 is the completion of a whole thing. And people, the winter will be 4th phase. That's why they're talking about the 4th stimulus. When that 4th stimulus happens, now we're going to start seeing the election beginning in September. But if they announce in September that 4th stimulus is approved, and by December, when child tax credit ends, that's it for the fiat system. That's it. But the great thing, I do have good news. Don't think I'm the bearer of bad news. No. Actually, the full buck moon on yesterday talked about warning, right? It talked about warning. The great news is, people, remember I told you there was 5 virgins waiting on the bridegroom to get married in the Bible? There were 5 that were wise and 5 that was foolish. This only applies for the people who do not prepare and plan. Now, I know a lot of people say to pray, right? People, you have to prepare and plan. This is why. Because what is done is like the 10 Commandments. It is written in stone. It is already approved and set up by the universe. What is done will not be reversed. The signs are here. Right? And so, and actually, prayer just connects you to the prosperity plan. I've been talking about 4. Let's look at 2 Kings chapter 4. The widow woman and her husband died. Elijah came. She went to Elijah and said, my husband was a faithful servant. He served you. And this is 2 Kings chapter 4, right? Number 2, 2 Kings, the spoken word effect. Now, I know probably religiously people have taught you that you always have to give something to a prophet, right, in order to get a prophet's reward. But this lady did not give Elijah anything. She wasn't like the other widow that he said, well, what are you doing? She said, well, I'm baking this cake that me and my son may die. He said, well, give me a portion of it first. No, this lady, go back and read 2 Kings. She did not have to give Elijah anything. I said 2 is the spoken word effect in the Bible. When Jesus began to speak, he said, let there be. His first time speaking, he moved upon the waters, the gods of the universe, right? But her husband had already invested in him. Now, don't get me. Now, this for my people with the free mindset mentality. See, yeah, he didn't give her. She didn't have to give him nothing. No, her husband invested in Elijah already. You best to believe that if her husband had not served him faithfully, he wouldn't have came to her house. He wouldn't have came to her house. You cannot get blessed without giving something. So the first thing the woman said was, look, my husband served you faithfully. And he says, well, what do you have in your house? What is your plan? What are your possessions? What do you have to work with? And she said, I just have vessels. I just have pots. The plan that Elijah gave her was a prosperity plan. First, he said, okay, go use your credit. You know what Dave Ramsey tell you not to do? He said, go use your credit and invest in a home-based business, making an asset. Invest in an asset. A home-based business is an asset. A home-based business and the one I'm affiliated with, you can get a paycheck, pay raise without working overtime or getting a set job. You can get passive income, and you don't have to sell products. The 3 Ps. And he said, instead of your son working for somebody else outside of your system, we're going to flip that and have your sons work for you. A home-based business is the only business that you can hire your child. See, that's why the government has to obey the biblical laws. That's why the government give you tax deductions when you have a home-based business, and they allow you to hire your children and get tax benefits from that. See, knowledge, applied knowledge is power. This is why most Americans are broke. They don't have a home-based business. And so she said, okay. And she followed because she first applied the spoken word to Elijah. She reminded him what her husband had did and how faithful her husband had served him. So her spoken words allow Elijah to give her a prosperity plan. And when she acted upon it, that's the second thing you have to do. You have to take action once you hear a word to help you financially, to help you prevent. It's time out for being in listen mode. You know, people tell me all the time, Queen, that's why I read books. Look, there are Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million are open free all over the country, all over the states. But see, the reason why books don't, just reading books alone do not set people free, because the only thing that set people free in the Bible was the spoken word, not the written word. When someone is speaking to you about instructions of what to do. Not when you're sitting in a corner of your house being solo reading a book, right? Because prosperity requires partnerships. Put that in the comment if you're not driving or you're not riding like me. Prosperity requires partnerships. Right, free never sets anybody free. So she acted upon that. She used her credit. She went and borrowed from her other neighbors what she did not have. She leveraged her credit, and she started a home-based business, and she retired rich. She was rich, her and her son. And she flipped the system, right? She allowed her children to work for her instead of working at somebody else for their job and to build their wealth. Another part in the Bible that shows you the power of the spoken word effect. It was at the wedding, right? They was at the wedding. They had ran out of wine. They wanted more wine to party. His mother came to him and said, look, we are out of wine. He says, woman, just like a man, woman, what does that have to do with me? It is not yet my time. Jesus said, look, we're not in the third or fourth watch yet. It's not even my time to perform miracles. And just like a woman would do, she paid him no mind. What did Jesus' mother do? She turned and told the workers, look, whatever he tell you to do, just do it. That's where Nike got to do it from, right? That's where Nike got that from. So she did what a woman do. Don't pay the man no mind, disregard whatever. And she turned and told them, look, whatever he tells you to do, just do it. The power of the spoken word effect. and they went and got six, the number of completion, the number of man, right? The number to enter into 7, Shemitah. 6 pots that was 2/3 full, right? Yeah, it always required partnership. That was networking right there at its best. Because if it was 6 pots, at least 6 or more people had to go and get them. Men. There was never a money miracle did in the Bible solo. Never a money miracle. It always required partnership. And the reason why books don't set people free is because they're solo by themselves and they're trying to apply principles by themselves. By themselves. I can do it solo. Or I can just get free information. I can just get free information and apply it. No, it takes partnership for prosperity, people. So this is what's happening. You have the spoken word preaching through me, right? Take this. If you want to be the 5 wise people, right? Right? Oh, look at this. Look, okay, look, you just gave me something. You just gave me something, Ash. The pot was 2/3 full, right? Jesus said my time had not come, because that represents that we were not in the 3/4 watch yet. Jesus said, look, we're still in the 2/3. We're not even in 3/4 watch. We're just at 2/3. Thank you for that comment. Boy, that just gave another biblical revelation. But we're into 3/4 now. The Shemitah is going to be the 4th watch. The next 2 months, we're in the 3rd watch. Thank you so much. Oh, you all don't understand how much I love you all. You all don't understand how much I love this YouTube channel and this community and Facebook and Periscope, everyone that comes in on these different platforms. Ever since I started teaching spirituality, I don't mean any harm. I'm going to say this in my Michael Jackson voice, with love. But all the people that still sleep and kind of ignorant, they've been like off of my channel. I haven't had much, ignorance to go on. Just intelligent, intellectual, spiritual vibe and vibrations going on my channel. That's the law of attraction. The law of attraction. The pot, the vessel that his mother told him to go get, were 2/3 full. He said, my hour has not come. I'm not in the 3/4 watch yet. Because when the hour comes, the 3rd and 4th watch, you get signs. See, the sun and the moon, right, were made for signs and wonder. She said, I dropped it, she called it. We're going to be like the movie White Chicks. I can't believe you said it. I know, but you was thinking it. Oh, Lord. Oh, I can't believe you said it. I know, but you was thinking it. She said, we're not in the 3/4 watch yet. We're in the 2/3. But I'm telling you all, when it be now, people, winter is coming. And if you are prepared and you are planned, you're going to be just fine. Right? No, it was not Jesus' wedding. Oh, my God. See, maybe I made that comment too soon. It already tells you who wedding it was. It was not Jesus' wedding. Right? The mother told him of the wine because it was Jesus. Maybe you just typed it wrong. I'm just going to take it that way. You had to there had to be a typo. It was not Jesus' wedding. Jesus was never married. That's how wedding celebrations was done. In that culture, they celebrate a wedding for 3 days. They didn't celebrate like we do in American culture one day. Wedding was celebrated in 3 days. The number 3 represents a chemical change, right? From wine into water, and then on the 3rd day, the seed was able to produce a yield-bearing fruit. Oh, the other L for my 4 on the 4th day, it was liquid, it was light, it was life for the yield bearing fruit, right? Was created on the 3rd day, right? I can't think of my other L. I have it in my note. It's 4 of them. But the moon and sun is not given for light. The Bible says the greater light to rule the day was already created, and the lesser light through the night was already created. They were given, according to Genesis 1:14, for signs and wonders. And that was the full book moon telling us, informing us on yesterday, right? A male deer antlers represents full growth, right? That's the full growth, the peak of full growth. And so that represents that it's a time for transition. It's a time for rebirth. Go pull up and Google the full buck moon and the antlers on a male deer. That represents the regrowth. In ancient Egyptian, it represents they call it the hay moon, right? It is time to harvest. It's harvest time. So I'm expecting cryptocurrencies to begin on the uptrend, especially in the month of August, right? I love you too, V. Loving this. Appreciate you all because, yeah, and I appreciate you all for giving me revelation knowledge. My other 4, let's see if I can remember these. One of my viewers told me was that when I give education, information, and revelation, then it's just up to the people that hear to then provide the application and applying and taking action. So the Cash on Crypto report is on my website, fixmycreditandcash.com, as well as the silver stacking report if you want to know what type of silver to invest in, right? All I'm stating about the silver, Morika, if you want to know more, invest in the book. No, I won't inbox anyone. You can DM. You want me to contact you to help you learn? No, honey, I'm giving you the resource right there. Right? I'm giving you the product that's going to teach you that. And people, I don't chase people to give them information. I'm taking my time to give it to you. I'm not going to call you, text you, or DM you to teach you. It's in the book. Purchase the book. Okay. So I don't understand what you're asking. What you're asking me is in the book. So maybe you need to do a reread, or you can email me. But I don't contact people. You can email me, and when I have time, I'll respond to your email. Right? I'll respond to your email. But I don't DM or text people. You know what makes your time valuable? When you put a price on it, right, or a product. Oh, alliterations, boy. That's strong today. What makes your time valuable is when you put a price on it or a product. Other than that, your time is not respected or it's not valuable. Oh, it's no disrespect either. I'm just being honest with people. I'm just being straight up and honest. I do not DM or text people unless they've done business with me and they made the first move first and they've already signed up as a client for my services, right? But other than that, I don't do it because it's right there in the book in black and white. Okay, you all, I'm signing out. So, right, magnify your mind, multiply your money, manifest with your mouth, the spoken word effect, and maximize your mission. Make sure you help others. Queen, I'm through with you. Queen, out. You all, let me get my exercise on. Right? Health is wealth, people. You all, know your worth. Yes. The eye of Horus. Know your worth. If I'm texting you or DMing you, it's not for a date. That means you've already enrolled with my consulting services and you paid the price for that text or DM. Or you're one of my Patreon members or something. But when you purchase my products, I promise you, right, everything you need is in that product. You may need to reread and reread, but it's in there. It's like Prego. It's in there. You all have a great Saturday. I thoroughly enjoyed this live stream. I hope you all did. Also, like it and share it, whatever platform you're watching on.